Hi, welcome back to my channel, Open the Door. This is episode 157, Crossing the Threshold Through the Cracks, the Art of Kintsugi. Did you know that the very places in you that are broken can become the most beautiful parts of you? There's a Japanese philosophy called Kintsugi, often connected with Kintsugi, where broken pottery is repaired with gold instead of hiding the cracks. So the damage isn't concealed, it's honored. And that speaks deeply to my healing journey. Because for years, I believed that my scars were evidence of weakness, proof of what hurt me. And now I understand that they're evidence that I survived, that I rebuilt myself, and that I carried my broken pieces with intention and created something new. Healing didn't erase my scars, but it taught me how to stop hiding them. Like Kintsugi, my life was not restored to what it once was. It became something entirely different. The cracks are still there. The betrayals, the grief, the abandonment, the misunderstandings, the years spent feeling like the black sheep. But now I know those fractures hold wisdom. And the gold is what I poured into myself afterwards. Things like self-awareness, setting boundaries, my spiritual growth, my surrender and trust in the universal plan, divine will for my life. I've poured truth and compassion and resilience back into myself, and the gold that heals these cracks is the healing work that I've done. So society teaches us to hide the damage that we've incurred from all the different types of pain we've had in our lives. We live in this world that's obsessed with perfection. People hide their pain, they hide their trauma, they hide their mistakes, and they hide their grief. And we're taught to present polished versions of ourselves while silently bleeding underneath. But spiritual healing often asks the opposite of us. It asks us to acknowledge the cracks honestly. Not for pity, not for attention, but because truth is part of the healing. It's a big part of it. My scars tell a story, and I refuse to be ashamed of surviving it. So, bearing scars without becoming them. Well, there's a difference between carrying the scars and living inside that wound forever. For a long time, I identified with my pain, and I became the wounds, the rejection, the trauma, the heartbreak. But healing has changed all that. Now I can say I bear the scars, but they do not define my worth. I'm not what happened to me. The cracks are a part of me, but not all of me, and that distinction changed my life. Every healed scar holds something sacred. Some of the gold, what the healing created, became things like discernment, deeper intuition, empathy for others, courage to speak truth, the ability to sit with pain instead of running from it, my connection to source and that deepening relationship that I have, ever evolving daily, understanding solitude and not being afraid of it, having compassion without self-abandonment. Because I didn't become softer because life spared me. I became wiser and stronger because it didn't. And still, I choose healing. That's the gold. Sometimes people who carry the deepest scars become the ones capable of helping to heal others. Not because they're perfect, but because they understand suffering firsthand. I never wanted my pain, but I can choose what I do with it now. I can turn it into wisdom and honesty, compassion and purpose. I'm like a message for others who are still sitting among their broken places. And maybe this is part of my role as a reluctant healer, to show people that brokenness is not the end of the story. It's not. It doesn't have to be. You get to choose. Here's some reflection prompts for you to consider. Write them in your journal. What cracks in my life have shaped who I am today? What gold have I poured into myself through healing? Am I hiding my scars out of shame? What would it look like to honor my survival instead? And what wisdom came from the pain that I endured? Kintsugi teaches us that broken things are not worthless. They can become even more meaningful after being repaired. And maybe that's true for us too. I'm not untouched by life. I'm marked by it. I used to see myself as damaged goods, but I no longer see my scars as something ugly to hide. I see them as proof that I crossed the threshold of suffering and chose to rebuild myself with gold. And this type of gold, it's priceless. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them down below. I would love to hear from you. I know I have quite a few regular viewers, but you guys are so quiet. I know you're there, whether you're writing comments or not. I hope you've been taking good care of yourselves. I've had a busy week or so, so there's been a little delay. I made a video earlier, just a little while ago, and this one will be out in several more days. Well, it's out the day you're seeing it now. Listen, it's still early here. I wish you peace, love, and light, as always. I hope you're doing well and taking good care of yourselves, and I'll see you again very soon. That's it for today. Bye.